Welcome to your 4 to 5 on this Thursday afternoon. We have a lot to cover this evening. The Silver Bells tour stops in Randolph County, and we are also helping people sign up for affordable health care.
Plus, we have a look at the dominant high school football team competing for a state title. But first, we're learning new details about the deadly shooting at the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. Officials say a shooter gunned down 3 people and critically wounded a 4th before dying in a shootout with police. The gunman was identified as Anthony Polito, a former college professor who recently applied for a job at the school.
Today we learned the shooter has ties to Duke and East Carolina University. Police are still looking into what sparked the shooting on UNLV's campus. The first call about the active shooter came in just before noon local time in Nevada. Students were told to shelter in place as Las Vegas Metro and University police responded within minutes, shooting and killing the suspect outside of Beam Hall. Investigators believe the shooting started on the 4th floor of the building.
In addition to the 3 people killed and 1 person wounded, 4 other people were hospitalized after suffering panic attacks. Police also say 2 officers were injured while searching campus rooms and buildings for more victims. Witnesses spoke about the chaos.
Honestly, I just wanted to survive.
Everyone was really panicked and we were just all kind of huddled in the corner of the room.
You go to campus, expect to study, and you wouldn't never think that something like this could happen.
Like, you hear about this happening all over and you never really think that it could happen to where you are.
And it's kind of sad that we know how to do this kind of stuff. It's sad that I know how to barricade a door and I know I should know how to do it, but I shouldn't have to do it. I'm in a college classroom. I'm learning about the First Amendment in society, something that could better my knowledge, and now I'm not learning about that because I'm dealing with an active shooter. I'm in an active shooter situation.
Police have not officially identified all the victims. Leaders say UNLV will remain closed for the week and a decision will be made about whether it will reopen on Monday.
As we mentioned, the shooter has ties to Duke and East Carolina University. According to Duke University, Polito received an MBA from Duke's Fuqua School of Business in 1991. From there, he worked as a professor at East Carolina University from 2001 to 2017. Hunter Payton went to ECU and says he had Polito as a professor 13 years ago for an operations management class. He says Polito at the time was a great professor, would always talk about how much he enjoyed Las Vegas and would encourage students not to give up on the class. Payton says this news doesn't feel real and that he's heartbroken for the victims.
I was immediately stopped in my tracks and was completely in shock. Didn't think he would ever in a million years be capable of doing something like that.
AP's sources say Polito recently applied for a job at UNLV but didn't get it. It's a situation with many connections to North Carolina. Lee Burnick is in his 50th year being a professor. For part of that, he taught here at UNCG and was elected Greensboro School Board member for nearly a decade. Now he teaches at UNLV. Burnick says he was walking out to his car 10 minutes before the shooting, which was right near his building. He says students and staff should feel safe to learn and that now many are left with trauma.
Such a dramatic juxtaposition of these things. Snow was our real worry, not shootings. So that's what I guess I would say. It's just such a strange kind of environment that we are living in right now.
And Burnick says the focus now is helping students and staff heal from this traumatic situation, saying his heart breaks for all those impacted.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. The Alamance County Sheriff's Office arrested 3 men in connection to the Carolina Mill fire from last month. The Carolina Mill went up in flames on November 25th, just after 4 a.m. Investigators were able to make the arrest after following up on a community tip. All 3 are charged with felony burning certain buildings. And 2 more North Carolinians have died from the flu since late November. According to new data from the state health department, the deaths were reported on December 2nd, bringing the total to 9 adults and 1 child death. Of those 9 adults, 5 were 65 or older.
Mask use is now being recommended in 2 new departments for a pair of triad hospitals. Officials say it's because of an increase in RSV and flu cases in the triad. Cone Health says it's now asking hospital visitors to wear masks and children under 12 not to visit under most circumstances. Masking will be required in Cone Health cancer centers, neonatal and pediatric intensive care units, and hospital pediatric departments. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist is also implementing temporary visitor restrictions for children ages 12 and younger at all hospitals. Atrium says it's also urging patients and visitors to wear masks in certain high-risk settings and in all inpatient rooms.
The Toyota battery manufacturing plant is preparing for a hiring event. Their facility at the Greensboro-Randolph mega site is hosting a job fair with Guilford Works this weekend at Evangel Fellowship Church. It's Saturday from 10 to 2. Toyota wants to eventually hire more than 4,000 workers. No experience is required and Toyota will provide paid training. The company recommends anyone interested to complete the online application before the event.
A major step in the construction of a new Guilford County school. Just in the last 30 minutes, the district held a topping out ceremony for the new Brooks Global Studies. Today, crews lifted and placed the final steel beam in place for the building. Brooks Global is one of the various schools across the county that's being upgraded thanks to funds from the 2020 and 2022 GCS bonds. The hopes is to have Brooks Global open for students by January 2025.
Well, right now we have experts waiting to take your call and help you navigate ACA Marketplace enrollment and Medicaid enrollment. Now it's a free service and you can talk with these insurance experts one-on-one. Today, from now until 6:30, you can call to talk to one of those experts. The number is 1-855-733-3711. Again, this is a free service and it's a simple phone call. So don't miss this chance to talk to an expert and get your health care figured out. Open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act is open now. The deadline, though, is fast approaching, December 15th, if you want your coverage to begin January 1st of 2024. There is a second deadline. That's January 15th. Just know with this second deadline, you won't have health coverage until February. All right, so if you are re-enrolling or enrolling for the first time in the ACA Marketplace, these experts can look through those plans for you to find the best coverage. North Carolina just expanded Medicaid, remember? So you can ask these experts if you qualify, what health coverage looks like for you, and if you were denied Medicaid, how you can appeal. Again, that number, we got it for you, 1-855-733-3711.
Another chilly day out there, but not quite as chilly as what we saw yesterday, only making it into the upper 40s. Today, we managed to make it into the lower and middle 50s with lots of sunshine, and as high pressure shifts offshore, that's going to allow southwesterly breezes to kind of guide us to warmer air these next couple of days, which are also going to be seeing some warmer highs. Temperatures across the area as of right now are lingering in the lower and middle 50s, 52 in Burlington, as well as in Asheboro, 51 in Greensboro. Next 12 hours we are falling back down into the lower and middle 30s. So a couple of spots could even see freezing temperatures. Now into tomorrow, going to be warmer, especially into the afternoon. We're back in the upper 50s, even the lower 60s. We're also tracking another system into this weekend that could bring us some widespread heavy rain, gusty winds, as well as even some possible severe thunderstorms. So we're going to begin to keep an eye on that. I'll have more on your forecast that's coming up in just a bit.
The Silver Bells Tour has made its way to Randolph County. Right now, Chad Silver is ringing the red kettle bells in an effort to raise money for the Salvation Army. He joins us live from the Food Lion on East Dixie Drive in Asheboro. Chad, how's it going?
Hey guys, so I don't want you don't want to hear me talking anymore. You want to hear them. Yes, we are outside the Food Lion on Dixie Drive, but this is the choir or members of the chorus from Asheboro High School. Let's take a listen. Some incredible sights and sounds from the members of the Asheboro High School Chorus out here joining us on the Silver Bells Tour. On top of that, my heart's already full. I just got a check from a woman for $200 to put in this kettle. It's going to be a great day here. We've got a lot more coming up in just a little bit.
Chad, thank you. Some tough news for the Carolina Panthers organization. The father of the tight end, Hayden Hurst, says his son has been diagnosed with post-traumatic amnesia. It's when a person is confused or disoriented after a traumatic brain injury. Hurst's father says it happened after the Chicago Bears game where Hurst suffered a concussion. His father posted on social media, quote, "Don't know when he'll be back. Prayers appreciated." Hurst himself tweeted about the diagnosis as well, describing the concussion he received in the Bears game and thanking everyone for prayers.
You know, a lot of people call the town of Reidsville the football capital of the state of North Carolina, and it's hard to argue against that claim. All you have to do is look at the display outside of Community Stadium, which shows that the Rams have won 22 state championships in program history. That is the most by any school in the state. Reidsville is one victory away from state title number 23. A big reason for their success on the gridiron this season is the play of Al Lee. The Rams senior signal caller has thrown for over 3,400 yards and a single season program record of 47 touchdowns.
He's a resilient kid. He, as starting as a sophomore, there's not a lot of sophomores that start on varsity, so he had a lot of things to learn. He had the physical skills, and then during his freshman, sophomore years, just trying to learn the offense, learn exactly everything he was doing. So,
quarterback position is a very hard role to fill, as many may not know. But I think I do a pretty good job of it, keeping everybody where they need to be, keeping everybody up. That's my main thing. I want to make my guys feel appreciated, feel great when something goes wrong. We live for the next play. Definitely staying in high hopes. When things don't go our way, I like to keep my guys up, keep everybody's spirits high, and just keep being me, just keep doing what I do.
There's a lot of expectations for the quarterback at Reidsville High School as well, so when he doesn't necessarily perform well, and they always have critics, but he is kind of blind to that. He keeps coming to practice every day, working hard, and he's just grown tremendously over his 3 years that he's been our starter, and even going back to his freshman years. He's had the physical abilities, but then kind of putting everything else along with that. He's really grown into a leader for our team, and we couldn't ask for a better guy to be leading our offense, especially during the senior year.
23 rings in the year 2023 is what we've been saying all year. It's definitely going to mean a lot to me, knowing how well this program has been, and I need another ring, so that's what I'm going to try to get.
That's amazing. The quest for state title number 23 wraps up this Saturday afternoon. 14-1 Reidsville meeting up with unbeaten Clinton in the 2A championship game. That kickoff is set for 3 p.m. at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh.
Okay, great. I am talking about how to deal with things being unfair.
One hot topic this week is the controversy of Florida State not playing in the college football playoff game despite the team being undefeated. The decision was made partly because their quarterback is injured and out for the rest of the season, and it now appears that winning every game doesn't matter anymore. This got us thinking about fairness and how to be your best self when life just doesn't seem fair. This is what Blanca Cobb, our body language expert, and I are talking about today. Blanca, how can you be your best self in the face of unfairness?
When something happens that's unfair, process and feel those emotions. And the reason that is so important, because you want to release that negative energy, you want to release that negativity that you're feeling in order for you to move forward. And then also, and this is a critical part, figure out what you can control.
And give examples on what you can control, just like you mentioned, in these unfair situations.
One thing that you can control is your response. And more importantly, how you're going to let that disappointment from that unfairness impact your life and have meaning to your life. So a better thing to do is to surround yourself with people who believe in you and believe in your potential and who support you and love you. You want to participate in activities that nourish your soul, that make you feel good about yourself and good about life and good about people. And then also you want to make sure that you're coping in a very healthy way, whether it's journaling, whether it's exercising, whether it's resting and eating right, because that is going to help you have the mental fortitude and the energy to continue to push forward.
And when do you stand your ground when something isn't fair versus when you just don't accept it?
That is a very good question. And it really is a delicate balance because you have to consider each situation separately. And then also, what are the consequences if you were to take action? So what I would do is I would suggest that you think about and ask yourself the following. Is this situation that you feel that is unfair? Is it a minor situation? Is it something that you can easily bounce back from? Sure, it's a disappointment. Sure, it isn't right. But can you bounce back from that easily? Or is it something that is just much more significant, that has negative lasting consequences for you or other people? But whatever your answer is to these questions, you have to make sure that you're thinking about the consequences, because there is no response without a consequence. So you have to make sure that you can handle whatever that consequence could possibly be.
Absolutely. Blanca, thank you so much. You can continue the conversation on her Facebook page, Blanca Cobb, body language expert.
Hey there, it's your friends from the Good Morning Show, Ben, Lauren, and Megan.
Do you have a little one who's turning 2 years old? We want to celebrate them on TV with Who's Turning 2 Tuesdays. Text birthday to 336-379-5775 to find out how to submit your birthday boy or girl.
And from all of us on the Good Morning Show, happy birthday!
Happening right now, we have experts waiting to take your call and help you navigate ACA marketplace enrollment and Medicaid enrollment. This is a free service, and you can talk with these insurance experts one-on-one.
Another chilly day today, but warmer days are ahead. I'm talking feeling a little bit more like spring, lower and middle 60s. That's all thanks to this big H right here. High pressure shifting offshore, clockwise rotation, bringing in southwesterly breezes and ushering in that warmer air these next couple of days. We're going to begin to watch that cold front approach late Saturday night and also into Sunday. Here's the latest timing and what you can expect with this system. Going to be widespread rainfall, gusty winds, 25 to 30 miles per hour mainly throughout the day, but could see gusts up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Could even see the possibility of some severe storms toward the afternoon and evening. So this is going to be a day to make sure you are looking at the radar and staying weather aware. Aside from this, heading into next week, behind that front, we're back in the upper 40s and lower and middle 50s. Lots of sunshine before and after this front, especially heading into next week. Also cooling us back off into the upper 20s by around Thursday morning. And while it might be chilly out there today, Chad Silber is out there in his Silber Bells tour trying to warm hearts. How's it going, Chad?
Hey, we are warm in hearts certainly out here, and it's because of this. Members of the choirs from the chorus from the Asheboro High School is here, and they're performing here for the next few minutes. Lots of good music that they've got going on here, and it really is. You should see some of the people just stopping by and coming to check it out. Let's take a listen. And we will be right back.
Disney is coming to North Carolina. The company plans to build a new housing community in Chatham County. The Story Living by Disney community will be called Asteria. It will be made up of various types of homes along with pools, parks, a restaurant, and Disney-themed experiences. For now, the project remains in the beginning stages of planning, and homes are expected to hit the market in 2027.
So I asked you on Facebook, would you like to live in a Disney community? And here's what you had to say. Charlie White says, my only objections might be that it would be undoubtedly be quite expensive and that Goofy could have a position of responsibility. Margaret said, I'm sure I couldn't afford it. Amy Salambini says, heck yeah, I would. Leslie says, nope, never been into the Disney themed things and just cannot imagine how that will fit into Chatham County. And Frank, he said, I think that'd be a little goofy.
I love that. That's awesome.
So I've been to Celebration, Florida, which is a town that Disney founded and built, and it's, well, this is a million years ago, but it was immaculate. Like, it almost looked like a movie set, like too pretty and perfect to be real. But I don't know if this is going to be the same thing, but that's the way they do things. It's like a theme park, you know.
Can I get a house for like when I have kids?
Right.
You know, and
In
then
a
once
Disney?
they grow up,
Yes.
and then we move. You know,
Yes.
That's a good starter family location.
Right.
Is the price point? I want to know the price point because everybody's like, I wonder how much it costs.
I'm sure it's expensive.
Yeah, see, that's what I would like to know because I feel like it's.
Well, one guy said, no, because I'm an adult. That's what he said.
yeah.
And then someone else said, same thing he said, if I had kids, young kids, yes. But I don't think it's going to be like rides or anything. You just live in a really nice community with a town square.
It looks pretty cool, honestly.
Looks
But
like
for
a
some
resort.
reason, I only think of Disney more towards Florida. I don't know. So it would be
I
hard
know.
for me to think that something like that could be connected to North Carolina. But it looks cool.
You know what? And I've been to Disneyland in California, but not Disney World.
Oh, really? Oh, you
Isn't
got
that
to go to
interesting?
Disney World.
Yeah, you gotta go to Disney World.
I've heard
one
you
time.
you
Yeah,
can
at least
fit.
just one.
I've been to Disneyland. You can fit Disneyland, I've heard, in one of the places in Disney World, like Epcot.
Really?
Yes, it's that small compared to Disney World.
I don't know. It seemed pretty
Check it
big, but
out.
wow.
Check it out. All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
Welcome back to the 4 to 5. We just realized that we're all wearing blue and pink. Not planned.
Yeah, you didn't bring corsages or anything, like, you
This
know.
will count. My pockets
Going to
grew.
prom.
This is my little corsage right there. Welcome to the 4 to 5. Sydney, Eric, Claire, and Hunter with you today.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, Friday Eve.
Yep, and we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about some breaking and developing news that started yesterday.
Yeah, we begin with an update from Nevada, where investigators are searching for a motive following the deadly mass shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
A gunman killed 3 people and wounded another in the university's business school building Wednesday afternoon. Omar Villafranca reports.
New cell phone video shows students and staff at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas running from campus as Wednesday's mass shooting unfolded.
Everyone's just going through a hard time right now at the school.
UNLV student Matthew Felsenfeld captured police rushing in to confront the shooter after he opened fire on the 4th floor of the business school building, killing 3 people.
We're hearing sirens, we're getting text messages that this is not a joke, run, hide, fight.
CBS News has identified the shooter as 67-year-old Tony Polito, a former college professor who was denied a job at the university. Authorities say the gunman died in a shootout with 2 university detectives outside of the building.
If it hadn't been for the heroic actions of one of those police officers who responded, there could have been countless additional lives taken.
Late Wednesday, officials searched an apartment in Henderson, Nevada as part of their investigation. They also retrieved several electronic devices from the residence, including a cell phone to help determine a motive.
Everything has to be looked at. Why did this guy go there? How did he get in? Why wasn't he stopped beforehand? Were there any indicators?
As the investigation continues, all classes and academic-related activities at UNLV have been canceled through Sunday. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Las Vegas.
Today we learned about the suspect's several ties to North Carolina. Duke University confirmed the gunman, Anthony Polito, was a former student. They say he received an MBA from Duke's Fuqua School of Business in 1991. We also found out that he once worked as a professor at East Carolina University, teaching business classes from 2001 to 2017. We spoke to one UNLV professor who graduated from UNC Greensboro and worked at Greensboro College about the shooting. The professor, Linda Lester, gave us a statement reading in part, quote, "My heart breaks for my students and colleagues and the families of the victims. A college campus is normally a safe space where young people can learn, grow, and thrive. For now, the focus is on helping our students process and heal from this traumatic experience." This is a developing story, and you can read the latest updates on our website, WFMYnews2.com.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. New video from the Israeli military shows troops raiding a Hamas battalion outpost. It's part of a series of targeted raids in the heart of Gaza. Israel's widening offensive has displaced tens of thousands of more Palestinians and is worsening the area's dire humanitarian crisis. The UN says all communication services are down in the area. The health ministry in Gaza says the death toll in the territory has now surpassed 17,000.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy lashed out at each other repeatedly during last night's Republican presidential debate. As they traded insults, the candidates tackled issues including the war in Gaza, U.S. border security, and the economy. They also went after the frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, who skipped the debate.
Former President Donald Trump is back in a New York courtroom right now as his civil fraud trial nears its end. The defense is expected to call its final expert witness to the stand today. Trump, 2 of his sons, and his company are accused of participating in a years-long scheme to misrepresent Trump's wealth.
Well, today is Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. Today, ceremonies were held all across the country to commemorate the deadly bombing of Pearl Harbor. It was on this day 82 years ago. A 21-bell salute for the fallen was held at the National World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. That attack killed more than 2,300 service members, launching the United States into World War II. At the annual Pearl Harbor Memorial event in Hawaii, 102-year-old survivor Harry Chandler recalled the bombing.
I saw the bombs being dropped on the harbor, because we overlooked the harbor completely. And I saw the Arizona going up, saw the Oklahoma turning. Then they put us all in trucks and drove us all down into the harbor, and we started saving people.
With each passing year, there are fewer and fewer survivors. Chandler was one of 5 at that Hawaii ceremony.
Well, we've had a beautiful day not only in the Triad, but for much of the Carolinas, starting out with a live look over the Beach Mountain Summit here, where a lot of people are out skiing and snowboarding this evening. Taking it back to here to Winston-Salem, going to be a pretty nice sunset coming up here in just over around half an hour. Gorgeous out there right now thanks to those clear skies. Temperatures made it into the lower 50s, a little bit cooler out there, more so than what we typically see for this time of year, but warmer than what we saw yesterday. Going to be a cold start into tomorrow in the lower and middle 30s. By the afternoon, though, we're back warmer in the upper 50s, nearing around 60 thanks to that sunshine over the area. But we are tracking some rainfall on the way, not only Saturday night, but throughout the day on Sunday. Gusty winds up to around 25 to 30 miles per hour, rain up to around an inch or so across the Triad. Much cooler air next week, and could even see some strong to severe thunderstorms. I'll have more in your forecast coming up in just a bit.
Happening right now, free help navigating your health care enrollment. This statewide group of insurance experts is taking your calls. The number is at the bottom of your screen, 885-733-3711. The North Carolina Navigator Consortium can help you figure out your ACA health care or if you're qualified for Medicaid. This is free help, and you talk with an expert one-on-one. They're going to be taking calls until 6:30.
The holiday shopping frenzy is well underway, but if you're just starting to work on that list, there's some good news. Shopping experts say some of the best deals of the season are still to come. Bradley Blackburn has a look at that calendar.
Yeah, these are nice. For shoppers like Melissa Reeves, grabbing gifts for the holidays starts early.
Mission accomplished.
Really early.
I'm almost done. I start Christmas shopping in July.
But millions of Americans are just starting and looking for deals.
40% and more will definitely get my attention.
If you missed the discounts offered during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, expert shopper Kyle James says there's good news.
Oftentimes, the closer you get to Christmas, the more money you're going to save.
He's been tracking the calendar for years at ratherbeshopping.com and says there are key dates to know. Friday, December 8th, could see the best deals on tools and hardware with discounts of 20 to 30%. Saturday, December 9th, is good for tech like laptops and also for toys. But don't wait if you need a specific toy.
Typically, the longer you wait on the hot stuff, a lot of times you're going to end up on eBay, paying a premium.
December 14th is big for apparel and shoes as stores offer discounts and free shipping in time for Christmas.
If you wait until the 15th, 16th, you might have to pay a premium for shipping, or you might have to just pay the regular shipping fee, which is in many cases $7, $8.
And if you've bought your gifts already, don't forget about price adjustments. Many retailers will give you money back if you see an item go on sale later.
My thing is, the more you save, the more gifts you can get for yourself.
Savings advice that's a gift to every shopper this season.
You know what's crazy? 14 is my lucky number. Shoes are like my favorite thing to buy.
There you go.
So
now
December
you know.
14th, I mean,
I think
my
you
time.
have
Meant to be.
Meant to be, right?
And play the lottery that day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel bad for your checkbook.
Yep, credit
What's
card.
some of your favorite things to buy when it comes to deals? For me, it would be like candles. I love seeing items that are on sale, and it has to do with candles. That's probably my favorite thing.
Mine is all electronics.
Okay.
I'm a tech geek.
Best
so.
Buy, would it be your happy place?
That's the man mall. That's what I
That's
love.
the man
Love to
mall.
go around Best Buy.
Yeah.
Love it. Yes.
I love that. Yeah, no, I would definitely say candles for sure. And you know what? Holiday candles too.
Yeah.
And that,
Oh
like
my
the Christmas
goodness.
scent, like the gingerbread smells.
Bath and Body Works always has some
Yes.
good ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, well, I always go even like to TJ Maxx and stuff where they're just, all over the place.
TJ
and
Maxx
just
too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you,
Always.
Hunter?
I'm an athletic clothes addiction. I have it so bad. I was, buying clothes the other day and it wasn't for me, but then I ended up buying something for me. It's the worst.
It happens.
There you go. It works.
It gets me.
All right, well, right now we are on top of some breaking news on the 4 to 5. Kernersville police say they found a student with a gun on school campus today. Police didn't say which school the incident happened at. Officers haven't shared anything about the suspect other than that they are under 18 years of age. We called police to learn more about the incident, and we will be sure to keep you posted. The Silver Bells tour for Salvation Army is over in Asheboro right now. WFMY News 2's Chad Silver is live at the Food Lion on East Dixie Drive, helping the Salvation Army raise as much money as he can. You can see the Asheboro High School choir singing right now. They sound so lovely. Chad will be out there ringing the bells until 8 p.m. Make sure you stop by and say hello. I'm sure he would love that. We'll be right back.
How does a trip from Las Vegas to Los Angeles in 2 hours sound? That sounds pretty good. And soon it will be possible for people on the West Coast thanks to a new high-speed train.
Plans are in the works to build the new line after billions of dollars in funding were announced, but the question is, will people ditch their cars for the tracks?
Brightline West is engineered to utilize the middle of the existing I-15 freeway.
Plans to roll out a new high-speed train between the Inland Empire and Las Vegas are taking shape. Riders would get from the Rancho Cucamonga Metrolink station to the Vegas Strip in just 2 hours. Passengers who are already using the Rancho station seem on board with the concept.
I think that would be spectacular. You know, you think about it, it takes you 3.5 hours to get there.
It seems like every single time I fly in or out of Vegas, I have some kind of trouble.
A private company called Brightline West is behind the project. Their plan is to build 200 miles of track connecting Las Vegas with the Metrolink station in Rancho Cucamonga, with trains running at 220 miles per hour. While construction will be paid for mostly through private funding, Governor Gavin Newsom just announced the project will receive $3 billion from the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
You know, people will get out of their car. If it's faster, if it's lower cost, some combination thereof.
Experts say the new line could potentially take millions of cars off the road and ease some airport traffic.
There's one place where it might, and that would be the I-15 going out to Vegas. And, you know, we've all been stuck in traffic on that route. So the short answer is at some times of day, at some times of year, it could be a traffic reliever.
The announcement comes as plans for California's bullet train between LA and San Francisco remains in limbo. That project launched 15 years ago with little progress, and costs have skyrocketed tens of billions of dollars over the original price tag.
Look, I don't know what's going to happen with either project, but there's something interesting that you're seeing here. When you have corridors that are incredibly heavily traveled without alternate routes, which is what Los Angeles to Las Vegas is, that can be an opportunity for the private sector to build the infrastructure.
Brightline is already operating high-speed rail in Florida between West Palm Beach and Miami, which the company built on existing freight track. The next project will be a major test of whether Californians will get on board and ditch their cars for trains.
Take the train, and it totally takes away the stress of driving.
I think that's so cool.
It is.
I'm just so nervous about the cars on the side. If there was an accident, they got in the middle
front of the
the
train
track.
or-
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Brightline hopes to have the project done in 4 years, though pricing hasn't been determined yet. I would imagine maybe from a positive light, I guess, with traffic, because these are two areas that have a lot of traffic already
Huge
as well.
traffic.
So, you know, people don't like traffic.
No.
Any way they can avoid it, people will take it.
I'll say it again because I've said it 100 times. I wish Amtrak went from here to the beach.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine the number of people that would do? I would take my family
I'd
that
go.
way.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Get the fast. I mean, could you imagine get there in 30 minutes half the time?
Oh, you mean like high speed rail?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, that would be just
That
even
would be
better.
great. You could go to the beach for lunch and come
That's all
back.
I'm saying. Come by. Hey, sorry, boss, gotta go.
So cool. Why were you late for the meeting, Hunter? Because I went to Myrtle Beach.
Why are you sunburned?
Why are you sunburned? All right, we're coming back.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Chad Silver live in Asheboro tonight outside of the Food Lion on East Dixie Drive, and my adrenaline is quite high right now after what you just heard from Asheboro High School, from members of their chorus. And that's not the only musical performance that we are going to hear tonight. I cannot wait for the Fayetteville Street Christian School to come down at 7 o'clock. They're going to be here from 7 to 8 o'clock, entertaining the crowd here at the Food Lion. You see that QR code on your screen. If you scan that, you can find out more information about my stop here, as well as the stops the next 2 days. They're bound and determined to get #1 for total donations out of all of the stops this week. We're going to have more coming up later in the show. Back to you.
Chad being a rock star out there. All right, well, as we head into the holiday season, American food banks are desperately looking for help.
Yeah, so many are struggling to keep up with demand and find some of the most commonly donated items are hard to give away. We'll take a look at this issue.
Good morning. Every Wednesday, hundreds of people visit this East Harlem, New York food bank.
I get $100 in food stamps. That's not enough, and there's 5 of us.
Joanna Rios has been coming here for over 40 years to help feed her children and now grandchildren. When she gets inside, she's greeted with bags of cooking essentials.
Thank you so much. I'm the pantry lady. I love doing this because it puts food on my table.
But sometimes the things Rios and others really need are hard to find here.
I just wish that they give oil. We need that.
Food banks often get a lot of canned goods like these, but not everyone receiving these items has a way to open them.
If the can can't be opened, they can't use it, but they can always use other things.
Spices, I especially with all the cooking, you need spices.
I wish we could get like more milk.
Fish, chicken, vegetables, and fruit.
Jonah Gensler with the LSA Family Health Service says there's often a gap between what people give and what people actually need.
Don't clean out the back of your pantry. The sardines that are about to go bad, that's not really helpful. Think about the needs of growing families.
Gensler says dairy, fresh produce, and meat are in highest demand, but donating money can also be helpful.
We can buy in bulk and we can stretch out those resources.
Because even a small donation can make a big difference at the dinner table year-round.
And if you can't donate food or funds, you can share your time this holiday season. Many public pantries across the country welcome volunteers and help package and distribute donations.
It's been a beautiful day today. It might be cool, but lots of sunshine. That's thanks to high pressure continuing to build into the southeast. And as it continues to push offshore, going to bring in southerly breezes heading into this weekend. We're looking at lower and middle 60s for highs. So quite the difference from what we saw yesterday in the upper 40s. But we are watching the opportunity for showers and storms primarily into Saturday night and early on Sunday. Up to an inch or so possible. Gusty winds throughout the day. 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds possible, especially in the afternoon and into the evening. Some of these storms could even be strong to severe, so make sure you are staying well aware and weather aware heading into this weekend, especially throughout the day on Sunday. Following this system, though, that cold air is going to rush into the area. We're back in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Overnight lows falling back into the upper 20s and lower 30s by the middle of next week.
Happening right now, we have experts waiting to take your call and help you navigate ACA, Marketplace enrollment, and Medicaid enrollment. This is a free service, and you can talk with these insurance experts one-on-one. They will be helping out until 6:30. We'll be back after this.
Just hanging out. Hi there, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia.
109876-54321, 109876-54321.
Hi, Brett. First at 5 o'clock, following breaking news, Kernersville police say they found a student with a gun.
Hey, just want to remind you I'm going to have a ham 7. It's aux 1 and aux 2, so it'll be kind of a tighter shot. You won't see my feet or anything like that.
Yes, testing 1 2 3, test, testing 1 2 3, test. What?
Hey, Brett, 123 123 456 123 456. The week is not over yet, but the Silver Bells Tour has been a success, at least in my eyes. We've raised hundreds of dollars for so many communities around our area. And, you know, the reason I do this, a lot of people have asked, why do you choose the Salvation Army and the Red Kettle campaign? And honestly, the Salvation Army, in my opinion, is one of the best charities out there because they help people within their local community, especially this time of year when so many families are struggling. And so when I see people put, 25 cents in, a dollar bill, a $5 bill, even a $20 bill into the kettle, it means so much to me because I know that they know it's going to one of their neighbors, a neighbor they might not even know, but a neighbor that they know is in need. We've got a couple of stops left on the tour, and I just really hope that I see you out there. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me raise this money and helping the Salvation Army do the most good, like their slogan suggests. Thank you for all of your help. That's just my 2 cents. And you're 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now. Asheboro already off to a hot start on the Silver Bells Tour. 1 hour in, 3 to go. You got to hear how much money we've already raised here and how much Burlington donated yesterday. Coming up.
An alarming crime caught on camera. Thieves posing as law